I got a best friend down in Dallas, and he did it with me. I'm gonna connect you with him too, because he definitely
Okay.
got a deal. He
Okay. What's
lost a
that?
good 100 too. He lost a good 100 too. My best friend since like fourth grade. He had came to Peoria for my other best friend wedding, and I seen him, and I was gonna talk to him about us doing it. But before I could even get a chance to talk to him, I got a text from him, and it was like, "We need to start." I was like, "I literally meant to talk to you about this." So it was kind of crazy that he kind of sent me that anyway.
So you all kind of had a parallel path as far as
Right.
somebody to bounce off of, almost like
Correct.
a partner. You know what I mean?
Right.
Accountability
Exactly.
partner or whatever. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
good. Yeah, that's good.
Exactly.
That's good. And how did that help you stay motivated in addition
Mhm.
to, running away from diabetes, making sure you eat right to fit into these clothes that you bought that you got to really legit fit into. You know what I mean? How did that brotherhood help
It
you
was it was
stay
good
on
to have
point?
somebody that could relate. That's the biggest thing is having somebody that could relate, because he's a person like me. He's going to admit when he's wrong. So it was real good. We'll talk like every day, just bouncing ideas back and forth. But it wasn't just physical; it was mental too. You got to
Yeah,
start thinking different if you want to be different.
right, right. So, this all or nothing
Right,
mindset,
right.
explain that and how that helped you and how it hindered you.
It hindered me for years
Mm-hmm.
um, because you would tell yourself, "I'm going to the gym today." But you wind up either waking up late or you eat one bad thing and you goes, well, I've kind of already thrown the day out the window, so I might as well just, keep going and start fresh tomorrow. And then you just continue with that instead of saying, you know what, I might have ate one bad thing, but I'm still going to keep the promise I made to myself. I'm gonna go work out and I'm gonna just keep going like it didn't even happen. Once you get rid of that mindset, you're gonna be better off too because the truth is, it's not all or nothing. Everybody make mistakes. Nobody perfect, but we see everybody on the internet. They showing they chicken and broccoli and acting like they don't slip up. It ain't real. Sometimes social media can be an enemy too, because nobody's showing the bad parts. They only showing the good parts, right? Some days you wake up and you go to the gym, you just ain't feeling it. Some days it's just I'm not feeling it. But nobody
Yeah,
showing those
man.
days. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah. You're right. You're
some
right. I
days
had
you walk in
plenty
there,
of
you
those
just want to
days.
walk back out like I really don't feel like dealing with this
Yeah,
no more.
like
You
man,
know.
why am I here? Why am I
Yeah.
here? I have those days. Just shoot, just walking downstairs to my gym in my house. I'm like, man, I don't feel like doing this, but
Hmm.
it's always like what you just said. It's like, man, I got to keep going. It's the kind of
Right.
all or nothing to
Right.
almost like flip it around. It's like I've had those days where exactly like you said, where it's I'm not feeling this, and I'm like, I just come downstairs, turn the lights on, then I'm like, you know what, I ain't got no client for the next 2 hours. I'm gonna go back upstairs and lay down. When normally I spent that hour doing my morning cardio because I
Right.
know how the rest of my day goes. If I don't get that cardio first
Right.
thing in the morning,
Right.
then
Right.
that angry big guy is always lurking back there.
Always there. I tell
Oh, he
people, no
always
matter what,
lurking.
he'll always be there. I
He
promise you. I
lurking.
promise.
He lurking. He
Yeah.
waiting. He waiting. He
Yeah.
waiting. And it's like, let me get on this treadmill. Because there's been plenty of days where it's like, you know what? I worked out yesterday. I'm gonna work out tomorrow with this
Right.
person. And it's like, what about today though? What
Right.
about today? So it is easy. Even if you gotta go to a gym, you know what I mean? I know how easy it is to probably possibly walk away, but I got a gym in my house. And it's even more. So I have to be even that much more disciplined because now I live with the fact that hey, I can just do this at any time, but anything can happen though. Anything can happen and trying to take advantage of, your provision, your blessings, is something that I truly believe in, even when it comes to this. And since you do have, all your limbs and in your right mind, it's more advantageous for you and all of us to take advantage of that because again, you don't want to be a homie in the wheelchair with the Ray-Bans on with his kneecaps cut off because we was eating too many
Mm-hmm.
donuts and couldn't stop eating chips. You know what I mean? So you dropped to 50. When you got to the 100-pound mark, what was going on in your head? Like, man, the hundo. What did that feel like?
Well, I was honestly, I was more scared than anything because, like I told you, I had always kind of lost something and gained it back. So my focus at this point was longevity. How do you keep it all? Because again, honestly, losing it isn't even the hardest battle. It's the when you think you where you want to be and you get come. That's when you really mess up. That's when you really, you see these Instagram pages where you're like, oh wow, they lost a lot of weight, but they ain't posted in 52 weeks. Why you think that is? Because they didn't slip.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
part that, that's the one right there. Because
Yeah, that
once you get to where you want to be, now you want to start having a little bit more fun, going out a little
yes,
bit more. You
yes,
start
yeah.
doing that type of thing, and um, we'll always have a kind of tendency to gain weight. That's just what it is. You know,
Yeah, for sure. You get that
genetics do play a
complacency
role.
going. Yeah,
Genetics play
genetics,
a role, but ultimately it's our choice on what we do. But
100%.
some people can get away with what we can't. That's just is what it is.
Yeah, and you got to live with that. And I've been
Correct.
through that, dropping 187 pounds, putting 100 back on, dropping
Right.
60, putting
Right.
40 back on. It is a journey. You got hills and you got
Right.
valleys, and you're supposed to learn from each point, each extreme point.
Right.
And even the in between points, when you get up to the peak, you can look over and you're like, okay, I want to get to that other side, but I need to, go down in the valley. I need to climb down this side of the mountain and, go through that if possible, if necessary. But we all have these journeys. And like you said, it's okay. I've lived my life pretty much open in that regard. People see me down, people see me up. In regards as
Mm-hmm.
far as weight wise, people see me
Right.
down. You know what I mean? It's a cycle. This thing is long term. It's for life. Like you said, some people can get away with eating or doing things more than we could. And we
Right.
do try to, and we're saying that, and you're saying that from trial and error. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like
Right.
we've been through it. We've
Right.
we've we've been through it. So dropped 100 pounds. And like you said, okay, now I got to figure out the longevity part and the consistency part. So from the time that you dropped 100 pounds to in reverse to when you first started, how long did that take you to drop that 100 pounds? Was it
Um,
6 months, 12 months, 18 months?
it was like yeah, like a year.
Okay.
Yep, like
Okay.
a
That's
year.
good.
Yep.
That's good. That's good. And you would weigh in. I thought I heard you say every Saturday
Once a
for
week.
you.
Yep, every Saturday
Okay.
morning. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
That's what would keep
Okay.
me going because I know, and then that was also a mental thing for me because I know once I make it through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right there, I know I got a weigh in coming again. I ain't screwing that up. So yeah,
Yeah.
it kept me
Yeah.
going too. But
Yeah.
everybody can't do that. Some people need to weigh like once a month. Again, you just got to know yourself. If the
Yeah.
scale
You're
is
right.
gonna be your enemy, then just stay away from it.
Yeah.
Whatever. You just got to do what works for you. That's
Yeah.
the
You're
big
right.
thing.
You're right. You're right. Personally, I weigh every day. If not
Okay.
every day, maybe like every three. And
Mm-hmm.
then by that third day, when I look on the scale, I'm like, now I know why I weigh every day. Because again, sometimes you're like, oh, I can get away with doing that. I can get away with
Right.
doing this. And
Right.
then when I weigh, that's more motivation for me to say, okay, the very next day, I got to repeat this same process minus this, or whatever this is, or what this can be in regards to far as intake, because like you said, it's like, you can run till the cows come home,
Right.
but if you turn around and still eat like your
Correct.
nutrition is not in check, then if
Right.
anything, it's probably going to be more of a disadvantage to you because now it's like you got to refuel your body from all that working out you did, and you
Mm-hmm.
ain't got no chill when that happens. You know what I mean? You try to justify certain things that you do eat. You do eat. Now the gym was kind of closed 2020 because I can remember that time. Everybody was kind
Mm-hmm.
of like trying to figure out what was going on,
Right.
and then eventually
Exactly.
the gym did
Exactly.
shut down. So when the gym did open back up and you got your nutrition right, what was some of your workout routines? Were you lifting weights? Was it just cardio, or was it a combination of both? What did you like to
I
do?
was
What
I
worked
was
for you?
more big on it was really I want to say 60-40 weights, cardio, 40%, 60 weights. But again, I still like I say at that time, I didn't get my nutrition right until late 2021. You see what I'm saying? So I was working out, which did help reverse the diabetes, but the weight wasn't coming on.
I
It
got
wasn't
you.
until it wasn't until I got that part is when it started coming on.
And when your nutrition was locked in, that you feel more energy going into
Not
your
that I was eating
workouts.
bad. I wasn't eating bad. I was eating too much. You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
that was the thing. Like I'm like, okay, I reversed diabetes, wanted the weight. I was just eating too much. You see what I'm saying? It's still a such thing as too much low carb food. You can still eat too much. You still
Right,
can.
Right. Now, were you tracking via like, calories and macros, or how did you
Yeah,
stay?
uh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Food scale. Okay.
Yeah. But that
Okay.
again, that's more advanced. Like if you just starting, you ain't got to complicate it. But yeah,
Yeah, no, like I was telling this to one of my clients. Matter of fact, she was like, I get a good amount of protein, and you hate to, be a prick or try to sound like a prick, but it's like nowadays you have to ask, what is enough? Like, what is your definition? What do you mean? Do
correct.
you have
Right.
something with numbers wise? You know what I mean? Because
Right.
it's
Right.
like, no, like
Exactly.
I see where that works because I've done that. Like, oh, I had just about this much, or just like, what does that mean? Do you have a number or not? You're guesstimating. Sometimes you
Exactly.
think that you got
Exactly.
less when you got twice as
Exactly.
much. You understand what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Right. Right.
But yeah, the food scale. What did you get yours from?
Amazon, I believe.
Okay, okay. What did that run
Walmart.
ballpark?
Walmart.com. Walmart.com. That's Walmart.
What was the price on that ballpark? That
I think it was $20.
Yeah, see, everybody listen, it's not
Yeah.
that expensive. It's not that
I mean,
expensive.
you
It can
gotta
change the game.
understand, man. Like, I understand when people say, it's hard to do, but it's like if you actually look at what people are doing as far as getting their stomach cut and all, I think that's a little hard.
Yeah,
Me personally,
yeah,
I think
yeah, for
that's a
sure. Yeah, for sure. Coming from you dropped 100 pounds naturally. I dropped over 100 pounds naturally. It was foreign to me when this weight loss surgery came in. And for a
yeah,
while,
yeah.
honestly, no lie, I kind of looked down on those people for a minute. It took me to get older to understand and realize everybody is not in your position or was not in your position. And
Mentally, especially.
yeah, yeah, yeah. There was, just a different lifestyle. And I've gained more respect for those people because I know how paranoid I am. I'm not falling asleep, and I'm not for anybody cutting me open. You know what I mean? For any reason
Right.
unless it's seriously, seriously life threatening. But
Correct.
maybe that weight was life threatening to that person. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what's caused me to gain a little bit more respect than I did, when I first lost it, because I went through that, and I went through those nights where it's just like, man, I'm angry because I'm hungry, but I'm on this diet, but I want to lose this weight. You're at these, you know what I'm saying? These different things. And it's like, man,
Yeah.
somebody can just say, hey, I'm just cutting my stomach out. But then the more and more I talk to these people, it's like, no, I had to, portion out 2 ounces of stuff. And I'm like, what? I'm like, or just whatever their food process, far as eating wise. And I'm like, you know what? You had to make your own sacrifices too. And again, just young and just looking at stuff. But I still salute anybody losing weight, but I salute those like-minded, far as like me, just like you, while you're on here, is doing it naturally. I totally believe that. I'm 110% for that. But if you feel you have to do surgery, you have to do what's best for you. I can't tell you anything, but for somebody who's done it naturally, talk to those who've done it naturally. I have a deeper respect for it because I went
Definitely.
through that. I
I
went
wasn't
I
I
went
wasn't speaking as far as saying I don't like it, but I was just saying like a lot of people will do that, but they'll say eating clean is crazy. I personally think that's a little crazy because again, I'm just like you. I don't want to put to sleep. I don't want you cutting on me like none. I think that's a little too far for me. So I knew my only option was to do it like this, and I just did it. I was just like whatever, you know.
Yeah, it's like, the all or nothing law, the all or nothing. So what does your routine look like today in 2023 in regards to diet and working out? What does that look like for you?
Diet is still top for me. Probably like I say, the gym it isn't. I'm not a big fan of it. I don't really like. I haven't fell in love with working out just yet. I'm just gonna be honest. I
Yeah.
haven't. No, 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 no.
Okay, okay. I got you. I got
But
you.
I
We
know
gotta
if
get
I
a session
like some
in.
people are opposites. Some people say I can go to the gym all day. But when it comes to eating clean, I just that's just not me. I'm the other way. I don't really care for it. So I'll probably hit the gym like 3 times a week. But I
Okay,
try
that's
to
still good. That's still good.
yeah,
How long are you normally there? 30
probably
minutes,
like
45?
hour. Yeah,
Okay, that's a good time. That's a
yeah.
good time. That's actually a
Yeah.
very, very, very good time. Very good time. So
That
what is
stair climber, that stair climber always gonna be a challenge though. That keep you
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
keep you
yeah,
right.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not
So
a
you
treadmill person at all.
okay. 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 So you more stair climber. How long
I
you on
love the
there?
stair climber. Yeah.